is Denver, Colorado, where it's 35 degrees and just a perfect day for any sort of athletic event. But today we're at Mile High Stadium in Denver for the match between the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. The Pack quarterback is David Whitehurst, number 17. He had a long day last week. Craig Morton coming off perhaps his best day. Number 7 is the quarterback for the Broncos. A packed house for this 7-4 matchup between Denver and Green Bay. And you can hear them rocking behind us. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. This is some ball yard.
And this is some defense that the Broncos have. There's no doubt about it that Gradishar is one of the great middle linebackers because the 3 down men, Alzado, Carter, and Chavis, can really play. Whitehurst hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 4 games. It's going to be tough for Green Bay.
How about a rebound job from the Packers after last week's loss to Dallas?
I think Bart Starr has to start the whole season over and say, we got 5 games, let's have a new season. If you think about what happened, you're in trouble, huh?
Let's get down and see what it's all about today.
Okay. Don't forget, it is natural grass, and I mean a good turf down there, and the players will love it. We hope you do.
It's a great place. Lonnie Perrin will kick off, and Steve Odom is deep for the Packers. Good kick. Odom will handle it at the 2. Looking right into a very bright Colorado sunshine. Odom has got the speed. And one more block, and he might have been gone.
He did that the whole day against Dallas. He almost kept the Packers in that football game by runbacks.
Let's set that Packer offense then. That's the offensive line.
Stokes, Goforth, McCarron, who's been there for a long time, young Mel Jackson, and Cook, of course, the second-year guy out of Arkansas.
The backfield, David Whitehurst, the quarterback. Turdell Middleton, number 34, one of the running backs. Big Barty Smith, the other. Those are the wide receivers.
Lofton, the rookie sensation. Thompson, Andre, and, of course, Rich McGeorge. And Turdell Middleton is healthy for the first time in about 3 weeks, I'm told, Pat.
A glorious day. They look at that 3-man front from Denver. We'll set them in just a minute. Randy Gradishar, Tom Jackson, and the rest of that swarming Denver defense. Watch it.
This is solo tackle number 101 for Gradishar. Remember, the 3 guys up front control everything, and you can see Gradishar going to work. Here's the defense. Chavis, Carter, Alzado, not big on the pass rush.
Those are the linebackers. They are big and they are very quick.
And they drop back beautifully on pass defense.
That's the secondary.
Lewis Wright is not playing at left corner. Bernard Jackson is in there.
2nd and 9 for the Packers. Barty Smith straight ahead. The line of scrimmage was the Packer 30. Barty Smith goes about 240 pounds, and again, the middle of that Denver defense stacks him up.
This is the tough play for Bart Starr's offense, at least for the last 3 or 4 weeks. 3rd down, they're clicking on like 41% is all.
Bart looks very dapper today.
Gosh, how's he getting by without wearing a big coat? It's cool enough to wear a coat, isn't it?
It's 35 degrees. It's sunny on that side, though. So it'll be 3rd down. Looks like about 5 for Green Bay. Thompson comes to the right. Number 80, Lofton, split wide to the left. Whitehurst, first pass. Good protection. Rich McGeorge will not get the first down. He's about a yard shy, but I believe I saw a flag being dropped on the play.
I'll tell you, Tommy Jackson came up in a hurry. He's the linebacker that's too small to do anything but play all worlds.
How big is he?
Face mask, going to be a first down.
5'11", 220.
Here's the delay to the tight end, number 81. From Little Elon College. He'll slip all the way to the far side. Linebackers will let him in there after the chug. Now watch number 57 come into this. 5'11", about 210.
57, defense, first down.
The violation is against Jackson. The referee's voice you just heard is that of Dick Jorgensen. That's the final score. Tampa Bay 31, Buffalo 10. Buccaneers record now is 5-7. Buffalo is 3-9. First down Packers at the 44, their own. Whitehurst to Lofton. There's no place to go. He's still struggling, but he might as well have gone down the first time he was hit by Lyle Alzado.
The 34 defense, once in a while you'll fire a linebacker. Watch the linebacker on the right side, Rizzo, stick his nose in. Now this play should have been a pretty good call against it. But watch Alzado from the defensive end spot come to the outside, and really that's what those guys look for. A 192-pound receiver that's hung up, so to speak.
That's Bob Swinson. Steve Foley chasing now. Foley's number 43. So it'll be second down Green Bay. Loss at 6. Second at 16. 15 make it. Middleton again has no place to go, and Jackson is right there again.
What a play Tommy Jackson makes. Pat, you said Barty Smith was about 235. Watch the fullback come out and put a pretty good block on this draw play on number 57. Look at the spin by 57. He could be in the Moscow Circus.
Oh, that's athletic ability. And desire and whatever else you want to call it. Those Denver linebackers are as good as there are anywhere. 31-10, the Browns over Baltimore third quarter. Steve Odom into the game now as the Packers spread it out with speed, or try to. Whitehurst waiting and still waiting. Sandwiched in between Alzado and Rizzo.
He wanted to go for Aundra Thompson, the young quarterback, though not wanting to turn the ball over early. Really took a beating on that. It's a good thing he's big, huh?
I'll say. That's not thunder you hear. That's the Denver fans stomping on the stadium. And they rock the whole place. 4th and 17.
Charlie West is going to be returning. Upchurch, who's Mr. Dynamite in that department, is really limping right now. He can't do it.
David Beverly is the Packer punter. No flag. Beverly waited a long time. West steps out of a few. Denver will have it 1st and 10 at their own 33. Stopped by Greg Cook on the Packer coverage. So we have 11:07 left to play in the first quarter as Denver gets a chance to operate for the first time.
These are two of today's newest razors. The one on the right is the new Norelco rechargeable rotary razor. This one has 2 blades and pivots up and down. The new Norelco 36 blades in 3 adjustable floating heads and a new shaving angle. Both give you a close shave. But the new Norelco rechargeable lets you walk away from soap and water. Of course, they do give you one thing Norelco doesn't. Gotcha! The new Norelco rechargeable rotary razor. Still no gotcha. Phantom of the night. Elegant. Elusive. Introducing the Phantom Cat. A bold, distinctive Mercury Cougar XR7 in midnight blue and chamois. With a hauntingly beautiful new face. Elegantly styled. Deeply cushioned. A luxurious Mercury Cougar XR7 called the Phantom Cat.
Isn't this your year to join the cat set?
That's about the healthiest the offensive line for Denver's been. Minor, Schindler's in there.
That's the backfield. Quarterback Craig Morton, of course. The running backs John Keyworth and Rob Lytle. That's the way they'll start, and those are the receivers.
And excellent receivers they are.
David Moses comes back in motion. And Morton's going to throw on first down if he has time. Fumble. Down at the bottom of that stack. And it looked like an orange jersey got on it first. But the Packers are saying we got it.
Big Mike, yeah, Big Mike Butler made a pretty good pass rush and came around the side. It looked like Craig Morton was looking for his 3rd receiver. And the Packers were looking for a quarterback. Watch the right part of your screen now. The fake to Lytle, trying to waggle away. Butler must have pretty good control of Neville to the right side. Let's see what happens. Here he comes around. And now Craig's looking for a secondary man, which is Dolman. That ball is hot, okay, that's a loose one.
But Denver gets it back. Bobby Maples, the offensive center, made the recovery. This time Riley Odom's in motion as Otis Armstrong gets the carry. And gets nothing. Maybe lost a yard to that Packer defense, which is young and quick.
Butler, Barzalauskas, Roller, and Ezra Johnson. And if Ezra Johnson has a big day, it'll be tough to throw against.
The linebackers, Weaver, Hunt, and not Anderson, it's Mike Douglas. And that's the secondary.
Buchanan, one of the best. McCoy, Luke, and Gray, and they will tackle, and they've had to a lot.
Last week, they made almost all the tackles.
33 of them.
Riley Odoms is the tight end on 3rd and 16 for Denver. Morton drops straight back. closes. Morton did well to get the ball to him. He was under heavy pressure from Ezra Johnson.
Ezra Johnson. Now watch the right part of your screen. Young man has 15 sacks coming in. And I'll tell you, Claudia Minor just couldn't handle him. He just took the inside and got it. Haven Moses, good safe guy to throw to, though.
He had over 100 yards last week. One of his better days of this year. Bucky Dilts.
Craig might be feeling that hurt right hip a little bit. He got up sort of slow.
Number 10 is Bucky Dilts for the Broncos. That is a final score, and those of you who saw that game, welcome to Mile High Stadium in Denver. At Summerall with Tom Brookshire, we have no score here. Flag goes down back at the line of scrimmage as Steve Odom starts to work. Odom looking for that wall, couldn't find it. Larry Evans made the tackle, but a flag is down. 40-yard punt.
Boy, Odom always has it under full speed, doesn't he? It's only about the second step. Full out.
That Philadelphia victory, by the way, in the event you don't know, was accomplished in the last 20 seconds as the Eagles pull it out and improve their record to 7-5. They are not out of the playoff picture by any means.
They have Dallas a little bit later on in Philadelphia, which might be rather interesting.
I believe we'll probably be there.
Ineligible downfield, number 35, kicking team, declined, first down.
It'll be first down for the Packers.
I think one good Green Bay matchup would be Lofton against Foley at the corner position if they can possibly get some solo coverage back.
The Packers will start to operate from their own 31. 9:40 left to play first quarter. No score as yet.
Welcome everybody to the light beer battle of the big guys. And there they are, two teams locked in mortal combat to decide the eternal argument over light beer from Miller. On one side, the big guys who think the best thing about light is it tastes great. Yeah, it tastes great. Tastes great. On the other side, the big guys who think the best thing about light is it has a third less calories than their regular beer. It's less filling. Less filling. Less filling.
I feel strongly both ways.
I tell you, this is really no respect. Blue is the violet and red is the rose. You don't pull, I'm gonna break your nose.
The tension here is almost unbearable.
Oh, you guys.
They can't go on much longer. Something big has got to happen soon. Holy cow, look at that.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, dolls.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I still don't know why they asked me to do this commercial.
Harold Robbins' bestseller, The Pirate, becomes a powerful television event. Starting Tuesday on CBS, Harold Robbins' The Pirate.
We're in Brookshire country today. Denver, Colorado at Mile High Stadium. First and 10, Green Bay. Verdell Middleton is hit again by Tom Jackson. Boy, is he active.
Well, I'm telling you, the three guys up front, they just straighten and control everybody. And I think they got probably the best nose man in the business. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but Reuben Carter, the man from Florida, is really super there. Short, strong, and he has leverage. And Gradishar mops up rather well.
Remember what a tremendous game Carter had in the Super Bowl against Dallas last year? That's a fourth quarter score, 21-7, the Cowboys over New Orleans. By the way, in the event you didn't know it, Robert Newhouse broke his leg, his right leg in that game. Small bone. I don't think he'll be back for a while. Middleton. And the pursuit is right out there with him. Louis Wright led the charge.
Louis Wright wasn't supposed to play, but watch number 20 to the left of your screen now. Some pretty good blocks by the Packers on this play, and watch it just be stopped by a great play by the cornerback. Well, I wish I'd have done that. If I had, I'd have owned this Mile High Stadium at one time.
You'd still be playing.
Probably.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Denver Broncos and the National Football League is prohibited. Flags down all over the place as Middleton missed the count. Heck of a catch by Rich McGeorge.
Pass is to number 81.
But Middleton was in motion.
You know, Turdell, even though we hear a lot about him now because he's up with Peyton knocking at the door for the rushing leadership, he's still only in his second year. And that might be the Packers' biggest problem is how do you get experience in such a short time?
Chicago 13-7 over the Atlanta Falcons in the fourth quarter. We'll keep you posted.
Wouldn't it be nice to be youthful and be able to have experience? But you got to be old to get the experience, and then you don't have a lot left sometimes. Story of my life, right?
Certainly very true.
Illegal motion, number 34, offense, still third down.
What do you say, Colorado? Colorado.
Colorado sometimes.
Oh, yeah? Well, which is correct?
I think Colorado.
Steve Odom, Lofton, and Thompson. The three speed men for the Packers all in the game. George is out. No, he isn't out. It's intended for tight end Rich McGeorge, who was lined up in the backfield.
Those linebackers, all four of them, get so deep that David and Whitehurst looked at three different receivers, and nobody was open.
And there go the fans again, banging away. I don't think there's a better vantage point anywhere in the NFL than this one for us to broadcast.
I know, a lot of orange too, huh?
I'll say.
If you didn't like that color around here, you'd be in real trouble.
Today they don't like yellow and green. The Packer colors. Charlie West deep for Denver. David Beverly is going to throw out of punt formation, and wide open is Aundra Thompson. He might go. Out of bounds at the 15.
I believe Tullis got down there, number 20, and got the real good block for him about the 40-yard line. Last week we saw them use an onside kick against Dallas and get 7 out of it. Watch this. I think Denver was trying to block the punt, too. It's a great time to do it.
Bernard Jackson made the tackle, but it'll be first down for the Packers at the 14.
Thompson was a darn good running back down in Texas. More than he was a receiver in East Texas, I believe.
Packer first down, line of scrimmage, the Denver 15, they say. Barty Smith barrels inside the 5. Bill Thompson made the tackle, the safety man.
Barty Smith, the man out of Richmond. He's waited about 3 years to really get it underway, and this year he's healthy. Over 3.5 yards a shot. He got in there pretty clean. That was a good hole.
He almost got a first down, close enough for them to measure. The Packers throw a pass out of punt formation and get deep in Denver territory. They might have a first down to go with that. They do. It'll be at the Denver 4, first and goal, Green Bay.
This is where the Broncos play so well, especially last week against Cleveland in the first half. But how many times can you be forced inside your own 5?
The running backs for the Packers are Barty Smith, 33, and Terdell Middleton, 34. It's Middleton. About a yard before he was wrestled down by Randy Gradishar.
Probably behind the line of scrimmage. Again, down to that close, it's strictly reaction anyway. First thing Gradishar sees when the guard blocks over, he's got to move. He did.
They got about a half yard on that play. Down to the 3. Double tight end lineup for Green Bay. Roll out by Whitehurst. Will not do anything. Maybe a yard before the nose tackle. Reuben Carter came out.
Whitehurst is trying to flood the right part of the field with some receivers. Gets pretty good protection. Cook's out in front. Mel Jackson. There's just nobody open. Again, that's great linebacker play, and Reuben did make something tackling from behind.
The St. Louis Cardinals have defeated the Washington Redskins by that score. Those of you who watch that, welcome to Mile High Stadium in Denver, where we have no score, but the Packers have it near the Denver goal line. It's third down. Middleton. Not quite. Bob Swinson led that charge. They need about a yard.
And here comes Chester Marco. They'll try to settle for 3. You got to give the Denver defense comes out with a +4 points even if he makes it. Watch this play against Turdell Middleton, who has 9 touchdowns.
Look at Reuben Carter, 68. He's already beaten the blocker.
Look at this play right there.
Bob Swinson.
Big man from California.
And everybody else.
Whole team.
Marco with Bobby Douglas holding. This will be a 19-yard effort.
He's 8 for 13, Patrick.
Down the pipe. Packers under Bart Starr break on top. A 19-yard field goal by Chester Marco. After they completed a pass out of punt formation, they lead 3-0.
You know me? Of course you do. I am money. Your money. You work for me. So hard. What's so funny? You should have me working for you.
An IDS representative can get tough with money. Put it to work with a personalized financial plan. We've done it for 80 years for business and for people just like you. IDS. We help people manage money.
Leonardo da Vinci for Spidell watches.
They call me the greatest inventor ever, next to Tom Edison. But even I never dreamed of this beautiful Spidell chronograph. It gives me the time and date, but also 4 stopwatch functions. Great gift, Mona. Very inventive. Say, you have a beautiful Spidell digital too.
Edison gave it to me.
Spidell's beautiful new digitals. Very inventive gifts.
That's the story of the Packer drive.
You really have to give Bart Starr a lot of credit. That was a great play to gamble on, the 4th down pass, and it worked.
Chester Marco, who just hit that field goal, will kick off for Green Bay. And deep for Denver, number 33 is Lonnie Perrin. Number 29 at the left side of your picture is Bernard Jackson. It'll be Perrin. From his 8. A flag is down. The tackle is made by number 51 for Green Bay, Jim Gueno.
Like Keyworth is getting up rather slow, and that's about where the flag came down.
He is limping, number 32.
Yeah. Might have rolled around and clipped somebody in the middle of that wedge. Can't believe Keyworth is on that wedge, running back kickoffs.
The other fullback is running back kickoffs too, Lonnie Perrin. They have Larry Canada as well.
They must have done something wrong. Red's after him.
Personal foul, clipping number 40 on the run back. First down.
Charlie West.
Charlie West getting into this. Let's see if we can pick out number 40. There the wedges that we just spoke about is going up. Oh, I see Charlie right to the left center of your screen. He did hit him in the back, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Lonnie Perrin and Rob Lytle are the Denver running backs, and this would be Lytle. That's some pretty good yards, about 6 in fact. Don't forget the Thanksgiving Day Family Sports Special, which includes the Moscow Circus, the Calgary Stampede, International Women's Gymnastics, including Nadia Comaneci. Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Family Sports Special.
Moscow Circus is always an incredible sight, isn't it? I should have been in that, but I couldn't qualify.
Couldn't find out where Moscow was. 6-yard pickup by Lytle, make it 2nd and 4. Lonnie Perrin and Otis Armstrong's now the running backs, and the option play to Perrin. He has a Denver first down. Mike Hunt made the tackle, number 55.
Otis Armstrong gets a pretty good block too. Watch the right part of your screen. Neville and company are cutting people down. Watch Otis now, just peel back. Take care of Weaver, the linebacker.
When they run that option, I wonder what the odds are that Morton will keep it.
Well, everybody would like for him to keep it, but he's a very bright fella.
Seattle 13, Kansas City 10. That's a 4th quarter score. As Red Miller continues to alternate his backs, It'll be Lytle and Perrin this time. It was Perrin. And again, Michael Hunt.
Gino Miller's been doing this, and because of that reason, he has pretty fresh and healthy backs this late in the season. He's got everybody with about 300 yards or above 260, and nobody in the top 10. But I guess it's better to win football games than to worry about individual stats.
And now another one of those running backs checks in. Preston. Dave Preston, number 46, with the play from Morton. You saw him perhaps stop by and whisper to Craig. 2nd and 6. Odom's in motion. Morton standing in and throwing successfully. I believe that's Jack Dobbin, the receiver, hit by Mike C. McCoy.
And Mike really stuck Dobbin. I've always liked Dobbin, even when he was in the Wiffle League, the WFL. This little guy has about 4 or 5 speed, and he always caught it well in traffic. And watch the traffic around Craig Morton. If you want to be a quarterback, just take a look at some of these sometimes. That's hazardous pay. Good throw and a great catch.
And Morton stood right in there. There's Red Miller. Done such an outstanding job here for so many years as an outstanding assistant coach. This will be Lytle. And again, he rolls for good yards. Johnny Gray, number 24 for the Packers, made the tackle. Watch the blocking.
All right, watch Schindler now. Big kid from Boston College, right in the center of your screen. He'll hold for a minute and then pull outside. Claudia Minor cuts off, and Schindler peels off to the outside, and it's not an easy team to run against. Dallas made it look that way, but they're a good, tough bunch on defense. Behind the play now. And Lytle does it just like a Michigan player should, pretty darn well.
Schindler was 67 out in front, and now it's Otis Armstrong and Lonnie Perrin. Only Armstrong remained for a moment. Now he moves back with Perrin. The option to Lonnie Perrin, but this one was well read by Green Bay.
You don't think Ezra Johnson can run, do you? Dallas on their way now, huh?
4th quarter score. With Washington losing today to St. Louis and Dallas ahead of New Orleans like that, it really sets up quite a match in Dallas next Thursday. Cowboys would be 8-4, and so would Washington.
It's going to get tight. I think it all may go down to the last Sunday. I'm worried about us being alive.
Well, of course, Washington plays the last Saturday against the Chicago Bears. And Dallas finishes against the New York Jets in New York. Intended for Riley Odoms. He was hit just as the ball arrived by Steve Luke.
Packers are putting a lot of heat right now on Craig Morton, Ezra Johnson and company, and Butler. Here's Odoms, the big tight end, one of the best, I think, in football. 6'4.5", and ball was on target. Might have had too much on it. Craig really whistled that one.
Looking right back into a bright sun also.
It is bright here, isn't it?
Very clear. And Bucky Dilts. Season average, 36.5, but they run very few of his back. He keeps it up there a long time. Long count. Bobby Maples, the center, is saying something's wrong with the football. Maybe it's got too much glue on it.
Well, he thought number 21 jumped over the line, and then Maples made the first move. Well, maybe he does have something on it. They used to stick him.
Get another one out of there, isn't it? Anyway.
What we used to use, pine tar or some sophisticated something like that?
I don't know. I can remember some days when you would try to kick, it would stick to your foot. And out Dilts with a new ball. Again, a long count. The Packers are not trying to block it. A high kick from Bucky Dilts, and a good one. Odom lets it bounce into the end zone. A 47-yard punt by Bucky Dilts, and with 1 minute and 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter, the Packers lead the Broncos 3-0.
Our little cats from Lincoln Mercury are tough on competition. Starting with October 6th production, our Bobcat wagons have more standard equipment than last year. And Bobcat's sticker price as shown is $41.42. Yet comparably equipped, it's $161 less than a 78. Right on, Bobcat. Zephyr wagon, comparably equipped, is priced over $500 less than Toyota Corona wagon and rated 23 cubic feet roomier. That's great, Zephyr. You'll find big values at the sign of the little cat.
Take any razor available in America. Any razor. Now there's an electric shaver that will shave as close or your money back. The Remington XLR. Remington can guarantee a close shave because only Remington has this remarkable three-part system. The first head shaves close, the second closer. The unique intercept cutter is designed to shave longer hairs. The Remington XLR. It shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see highlights of the LA Times 500, plus the world's strongest men competition. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
The Packers lead 3-0.
That's how the West was won, huh? The Pony Express, they call it.
A lot of them out here. Barty Smith bangs away for 4 or 5. Protecting the football, both arms wrapped around it, stopped by the two linebackers, Bob Swinson and Randy Gradishar. Watch how they operate.
Remember, this defense now is averaging about 11 points scored against in a game. That is quality. They're so darn quick. The linebackers stay off the line so they can take a shot at it. It's a good run by Barty Smith. He got outside of, finally Swinson gets him low and the rest of the gang move in. They make you pay though, don't they?
There's always more than one around. Cincinnati leads the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3-0 in the second quarter. It's 2nd and 5 for the Packers. 5-yard gain by Barty Smith. Here's Middleton. And that's his best yardage of the day. Near a first down, and perhaps he got it.
Well, Gradishar might have overrun it that time. Middleton cut back, and everybody sort of overruns it. Let's see what happened on that. From the 3 now. See if the linebackers overrun it. Gradishar looks like a pretty good position at it. He gets caught outside with a safety man. Middleton's only about 192, but he's got legs like a horse.
Don Latimer is now the nose tackle for the Broncos in that defense. Gradishar fakes a blitz, steps up into the hole, and Middleton again gets 3 or 4.
Part of our production meeting last night preparing for this game was talking to Bill Cosby about football. Cos set us straight on the way football really is supposed to be played, right?
He's got some very good ideas.
Yes, we certainly did. Told us about the team he played on when they only had one pair of shoes, and they gave the left halfback one on his right foot so he could cut, right halfback one on his left foot so he could cut.
That's going to be all of quarter number 1, and that's the score now at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Green Bay 3, Denver nothing. We'll be right back.
Homeward bound, coast of New England. Toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we challenged hotshot Dick Tchaikovsky to play the Mattel Electronics football game. Dick doesn't know, inside is a tiny thinking computer that plays like a whole team of pros. Dick's got the ball, but that computer defense is tough. He drives up the middle, stop cold.
1 yard?
Now, Dick cuts left, down the sidelines, touchdown! Mattel Electronics Pocket Football with a built-in computer.
Hey, who's in there?
Owens Corning built these 3 houses at its research center in Ohio to study the effect of 3 different levels of insulation. Nobody lives inside, but hundreds of electronic sensing devices measure the heat that flows out during winter and in during summer. What we're learning here helps us give you better advice about insulating your home, whether it's old or brand new. Want to know about insulation? Ask the experts. Ask Owens Corning.
Mile High Stadium, the home of the Denver Broncos, where they trail right now 3-0 to the Green Bay Packers.
Crowd's sort of quiet right now, waiting for something to happen, huh?
It hasn't been a particularly good first quarter for Denver. The defense is held up. Barty Smith bangs straight ahead on second down. Got 4-5. Don Latimer again made the tackle.
Packers are going straight at that 34 right now. Don't run too wide. Let's just see if we can go straight at them and run into the cracks. 34 is what they call a gap defense. You might as well take advantage of what little there is there.
Packers football at their own 38. Cleveland 38. Baltimore 17, fourth quarter. It'll be 3rd and 3 here. Smith might have a Packer first down. Word on John Keyworth of Denver, by the way, the fullback, number 32, is that he has a bruised muscle in his right hip, and he may not be back.
I noticed Latimer was playing the nose on that last play, and looks like the Packers have decided to take off the gloves and play old Green Bay type football. And they're doing it pretty well.
Close enough for referee Dick Jorgensen to say let's measure it. Barty Smith has 5 carries for 26 yards, by the way.
3rd and 2.5 or 3 is a lot different than 3rd and 15, which Whitehurst was facing earlier, huh?
Packer first down.
Barty Smith slipping just a little bit. Notice again, there's nothing fancy about the blocking. It's straightaway stuff. By an inch.
Oakland 6, Detroit nothing in the first quarter. 1st and 10 here. Green Bay leads 3-0. We have just under 14 minutes left to play in the first half. The fake is to Barty Smith, and the throw is deep, intended for Lofton. Almost picked off by Steve Foley.
The Denver defense is number 1 in INTs, 23 of them, and I don't think Foley realized that he was really going to be able to catch that one rather easily.
So you're talking to Steve before the game. What do you have to say?
He hit me a couple of shots.
Rams go ahead of San Francisco 7-0. Second quarter.
Double coverage, and Bart Starr was hoping that Lofton might have a little single O that time.
Thompson comes wide to the left. Lofton up at the top of your picture. Pitches back to Middleton, and he's got some room this time. Middleton about 9 yards before he's tackled by Randy Gradishar. Inside Denver territory, or very close to it.
Ran the 60-yard hurdles indoors in 7.3. That's not a world record, but it's very close.
Dallas now leads New Orleans 27-7. Another field goal by Raphael Septien. Washington has already lost. So our match Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas should be a dandy between the Redskins and the Cowboys.
They never hold anything back for that one, do they?
Remember the first game, the score was 9-5. Short yardage Green Bay, and Barty Smith hurls his body over the top enough to get a first down. Packers, of course, are aware that Minnesota has already lost. To San Diego, look at Barty Smith's first down effort.
This is football as it's been played since the very first game before the turn of the century. And I'll tell you, an offensive line loves it if they continue to move the ball that way.
Randy Gradishar finally made the tackle, but it's another Packer first down at the Denver 48. Barty Smith again, and again he rips for good yardage before Reuben Carter is back in as the nose tackle now, made him fall to the turf. Here's the blocking on the linebackers.
Watch now at the top of your screen, number 71, Mel Jackson. They'll go through there and they'll really take care of the outside. That time Tommy Jackson was cut completely down. And Reuben Carter just couldn't seal off all the way to Chavis, who had been run off the line of scrimmage too.
Larry McCarron, the offensive center for the Packers, doing the job right now. Look at that. That is Nate Simpson. Behind the blocking of Barty Smith before Bill Thompson. took him down.
Remember what Lyle Alzado told us before the game, and that in an earlier game this year that the defense was on the field for over 40 minutes of the football game.
Against San Diego, wasn't it?
Against San Diego. They've been out there a long time already.
7-3. The Steelers have recaptured the lead in their battle with Cincinnati.
Crowd beginning to get impatient now. Another 3rd and small.
Line of scrimmage is the Denver 39. 3rd and 1. Nate Simpson. Marty Smith is going to be called because he was in motion. He got the first down, but he jumped the count.
Boy, those kind of flags are so costly to an offense. Just like on the punt situation against Dallas, when Dallas kept the ball when somebody made a mistake and then they drove 90 yards with it. Look at Marty Smith shaking his head. He's so darn mad at himself.
Had to be on Barty. And doubtless Denver will accept.
Young man from Furman is quite a young leader, but he is extremely young.
That would be David Whitehurst, the Packer quarterback. 11 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half. Packers lead at 3-0. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Mile High Stadium in Denver. It is now the second quarter in that match. Oakland still leads 6-0 over the Detroit Lions.
Have to mark it off and get it away from the line. It was pretty close.
Illegal motion. Offense. Still 3rd down.
Changes the whole complexion of this play, doesn't it?
3rd and a little longer. I think Denver likes this kind of a situation. If I had linebackers like that, I would.
The play has come in from the sideline. And again, it is Nate Simpson, number 48, and Barty Smith, number 33, behind Whitehurst. Caught momentarily and then dropped by the fullback, Barty Smith. They're out of field goal range. Bob Swinson on the coverage. Now listen to the crowd encourage that Denver Bronco defense.
That Swinson's got about 4.6 speed too, and he caught Barty Smith. Smith made a pretty good lunge at a pretty well thrown pass.
David Beverly back as Bart Starr goes over and converses with his running back Barty Smith. Charlie West back deep for Denver.
And Beverly is a throwing threat now. We no longer take him lightly.
That's what set up the Packer field goal in the event you joined us late. A high kick and a good kick. Charlie West puts up the hand. Ball goes in the end zone. 44-yard kick by that man David Beverly. So with 11 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in the first half in Denver, the Packers lead 3-0.
Where'd you get it?
Avis Rent-A-Car.
Avis introduces rent-a-cars you wish you owned, like the Chevy Caprice.
I think I'll park it myself.
The Cadillac Sedan DeVille. The Olds Cutlass. Buick Regal. The Pontiac Grand Prix. Rent-a-cars you wish you owned. Avis now features GM cars.
Avis, we don't know another way.
You know, for too long now, bowlers have been left out of light beer commercials, and football players have been grabbing all the glory. But bowlers know light beer from Miller tastes great. We know light's got a third less calories than the regular beer. We know light's less filling. Bowlers love light just as much as football players.
That's right.
And we also love the easy opening can.
You sure do.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
It was 35 degrees when the game started. As the shadows come across the field, it's got to be a little cooler than that now. Craig Morton on a Denver first down. Nothing doing. Lytle, the ball carrier.
Mike Butler, the big defensive left end, made a good play too. Those are the Green Bay bookends, those #1 draft choices from a year ago. Craig, by the way, is 2 for 3 now for 25 yards. It's a pretty pretty good secondary. Packers have some guys that can play the pass very well.
Dave Preston and Lonnie Perrin now the Denver backs from their own 21. Packers fake a blitz. It was not a fake. Woo. No flags. It looked like Green Bay might have been offside, but no. Mike Douglas led the blitz.
Watch that right linebacker come now. Watch to the right of your screen. You will see a speeding bullet.
Wearing number 65.
There's the safety blitz, and they weren't faking it. They were coming with it.
Craig Morton with the pressure on. Mike Douglas. And so Denver goes a little bit deeper into their own territory. It's 3rd and 19. Again, they fake the blitz, and again, it's not a fake. A quick trap up the middle to Lonnie Perrin. Got outside the 20 to about the 24. Not nearly enough for a first down, and we'll look at Bucky Dilts again. Steve Luke of the Packers secondary made that tackle.
That play almost broke very large with the safety blitz being cut off. Mr. Perrin, who averages 4.6, almost broke the long run.
The dangerous Steve Odom will try to return this punt from Bucky Dilts. Odom with a great speed. Line drive kick for Odom. He has to dive and take it, and does manage to capture it at midfield.
Not bad field position for Green Bay.
Larry Evans involved in some sort of an argument with one of the officials, but the Packers still lead at 3-0. 9:23 left in the first half.
The guys came around this morning and said, "Bobby, want to play some ball?" So I changed into my jeans. 100% cotton denim. Naturally tough, naturally comfortable. Sears calls them fitting jeans, and they're made with Sanford, so they resist wrinkles and shrinking. They stay looking neat. See, I know Mary Ellen walks by here every day. When you're looking at blue jeans, check the label. Make sure you're looking at 100% cotton denim.
The all-new Sexy Capri, full instrumentation, 4 on the floor, sticker price under $4,700.
That's a mirror.
Or Capri RS with radial sport suspension standard.
That's a mirror.
New Capri Turbo RS, the ultimate Capri, complete with turbocharged power.
That's a miracle.
At the sign of the cat.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
3-0 Green Bay. As you look at that sellout crowd, as they have every week here at Mile High Stadium. Perhaps the most enthusiastic fans in the NFL. Whitehurst fakes and throws down the middle. The ricochet was not caught by anybody, but the flags were flying on Steve Foley's.
Foley against Lofton. That's a pretty good matchup. I thought it was well played by the defense. Obviously, the officials thought otherwise.
Number 43, defense, first down.
Here it is.
All right, watch the left part of your screen. See if you can pick up. First, what happens to David Whitehurst, the quarterback? Chavis got loose. Contact before the ball or right on impact?
Ball at the 33-yard line, first and 10.
Here's what happened to Rubin and company. McCarron, they call him the Rock. Sets up. Chavis ran a blitz inside on a twist move.
First down Packers in Denver territory. They start this one from the 33. They won't get much out of this. Jim Colbreth.
Packers have been rushing that football. Denver only allows about 130 yards average. And the Packers are over 60 already, and we're still in the second period.
Colbreth only got about a yard on that carry as Gradishar and Barney Chavis made the tackle.
Remember a name, Aundra Thompson. Red Miller knows he's a very dangerous young receiver.
He is split wide to the right, and Lofton comes left. Turdell, Middleton, and Colbert are the Packer backs. Lofton. Airborne inside the 30. Tom Jackson made the tackle on James Lofton.
Jackson and Gradishar, the two linebackers, almost come in like they're hitting a tackling sled. Watch the handoff. Turdell Middleton to Lofton, the young man that can long jump over 26 feet. Now watch the two linebackers. Oh, just one super job. Gradishar was knocked down and coming under, wasn't he?
Packer third down, 6 to go. At the Denver 29 is where they'll start to operate. Gradishar is coming. Flag goes down as Rich McGeorge would have enough for a Packer first down, but it's going to be holding, I believe, against the Pack. Joe Rizzo on the tackle on McGeorge.
He did have a lot of time to throw.
That's the preliminary indication. Dick Jorgensen will find out from him in just a minute who they caught.
For a great defensive team, though, the Broncos do not sack people often. They put a lot of pressure on.
Those of you who watched Dallas defeat New Orleans 27-7 to improve their record to 8-4, welcome to Mile High Stadium in Denver. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. That's our score. A 19-yard field goal by Chester Marco.
Holding, number 54, offense, still third down.
Larry McCarron.
They caught the rock. Watch the center now. Let's see who he grabs. The linebacker. He did tackle Gradishar just a bit.
It'll be back to a third down situation for Green Bay. They need 16 now. Lofton, Odom, and Thompson all in the game for Green Bay. Good protection. Ball's thrown a little bit low, intended for Jim Colbert. And the Packers, because of that penalty, will have to punt. They're out of Marco's range now.
Tell you, Chavis showed up and made Whitehurst throw the ball low and behind. Looked like it should have been a completed pass. Here's the action. You see Alzado right in the center of your screen battling. Chavis takes inside, finally gets to the quarterback on all fours.
But it gave him a hit, chop to take him down. Bill Thompson now is deep for Denver as David Beverly tries to hang it high. And they try to let it bounce, and they can't keep it out of the end zone. They slapped it back. Good effort by Wagner. 39-yard punt. And so Denver takes over at their own 20 with 7.5 minutes left to play in the first half, and the Packers leading 3-0.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places.
Mr. Carlin, your briefcase.
Meet our people-pleasing faces.
Holiday Inn hotels are #1 in the world with the best standards.
Everything all right, sir? Everything's just fine.
People-pleasing standards to help make your trip successful.
Wherever you go in this whole big traveling world.
We want to make you comfortable.
Holiday Inn is #1 in people-pleasing.
We'd like you to meet State Farm car insurance agent Mike Lytle, State Farm homeowners agent, State Farm life agent, and State Farm health agent Mike Lytle.
When it comes to family insurance, your State Farm agent is one agent who does the work of 4. And that makes things a lot easier for you. Just one agent to tell your needs to. Just one agent to call when you need help.